Okay, so today we are going to present our final year mega project, which we have been working for on since a year. So for this purpose, we have implemented an Android application alongside with an IoT hardware. So for this IoT hardware, we have used an Arduino board and an ESP Wi-Fi module for communication over the Wi-Fi or internet. And our finally and our mega project is regarding fuel management and theft detection system. So it will smartly analyze the fuel patterns, and also when a user fills in fuel or the fuel is empty or almost empty, it will notify the user on certain conditions and all. So this is the hardware setup in front of me. So it consists of this fuel meter, which will give us the total input or total output of fuel. So for this purpose we have used two. So the bigger one is for input. Whenever the fuel is filled in, this will calculate the exact amount of fuel plus or minus 3% accuracy. And the smaller one is for the output, since we know that our fuel output is on a very lesser pace than the input. So for that purpose we use this. Yeah, so we do not have petrol here, so we are using instead of fuel we are using water for this purpose. So this is for that. On the desktop we have Android Studio, which is primarily used for developing the Android application and all. So and we have written the Arduino code using the Arduino IDE, which is a very effective medium for that. We have included various libraries and all for our support too. So this whole code will help the Arduino to intelligently sense the fuel input and do the various actions. Also for backend we have implemented Firebase, which is a very effective service provided by Google and free of cost for projects like these. So what it does is it prepares a backend JSON supported database, which will help us to store the data and retrieve it in real time over the internet. So as we can see, yeah, this is my database. It includes of various fields. This is a JSON format, which means simple JavaScript notation. So in this the values are stored in a tree structure, as we can see, and there are automatic unique IDs assigned to it, which makes this task easy for us. So we have to implement our code in such a way that we can identify the users in real time and all. So this is the backend database. Coming back to the hardware, we have used breadboard, since we can see the cabling system here is a mess. It is a real mess. So for that we have used this breadboard. Then yeah, we have two funnels so that the water doesn't flow out. Okay, so we'll go with the software implementation now. Hardware part is over. Thank you. So now we have connected our Arduino board to the power supply, which then triggers it to connect to my Wi-Fi. As we can see, the connection is successful here, and it successfully shows the IP address of the device. And it shows that initially the flow sensor has sensed 0.00 liters of input right now. So this is the standard flow. Like, it first shows us the input, output, and all. So now what I will do is I will just quickly pour some water into the through the sensor, and just check if there are some input changes and all. So what I will do is I'll just quickly open the bottle and pour in the water. So after that, as we can see now, as soon as I input some fuel, like let's see, I'm inputting it. So as soon as the change is detected, it shows us on the console here that pushing the updated value, that a fuel input event has occurred, and it shows the total liters of fuel that is inputted, that is 0.5 liters. And similarly while outputting, so it will also show us the output value here. As we can see that 0.01 liter, which is from the smaller sensor, it has outputted it and pushed the value to the database. So if we want to see if it has actually pushed the value or not, we can see it in the database in real time. As we can see here, we can go to the fuel in, and it will show the latest value, that is 0.05, which matches with this value here, 0.05. So it has successfully updated in the database in real time. And if you want to see the total log of values, so we can go here, and these are the date time timestamps, which will sort the values. So as we can see here, we have different values, and yeah, so these are it. So we can see that in here. Now coming to the final software part, which is the Android application which we have developed. As we can see, I have deployed the application in my mobile phone, and the date of today is 23rd of September, I guess, yeah, 2020. So I'll just quickly launch my application. So this is the splash screen which displays before the application is started, and as we can see right now I'm logged in as my user. So this is my landing page for the user. So what I will do is I'll just quickly log out of here, just to show you the whole application. So this is my actual landing page, where when you install the application you will be brought to. Okay, so after that, yeah, so there are 3 tabs here. First one is for the user, second one is for, of course, the admin, which is me, and the third one is for about us. This just shows some information about our group, our project guide, and what the fuel monitoring system was developed for, and how it will help users. There are some quick links for our social media pages, etc., and a small form which will enable you for our newsletters and all. So all of this data, when I submit in here, or whatever I do here, it will just take you to the required pages. So what I will do is I'll just quickly sign in as an administrator. So as you can see here, I have different options. I have an option, if in case I forgot my password, I will just send in my email here, and yeah, the link to reset the password will be given to me via the email in real time. So next is, yeah, if you are a new administrator, you can register here, but there is a secret code which is known by only me, so you cannot do anything without my permission, of course. So what I will do is I'll just quickly quickly sign in with my registered user ID password. Okay. Okay, and now when I log in as an administrator, I can see the landing page here. So the landing page is similar to those of the users, but the main features here are quite different. So on the first tab, what I can see is the total number of system users. The second one is for viewing the system users. So as of now, I have 3 users in here, and when I click on more details, it will go into the more details pane. So this will give in all the details of a specific user, as you can see, yeah, for different users. Then when I go back to home, if I want to see the registered users feedback, which I will show you shortly where the page is. So this is the feedback form which is filled in by the user, and we can see it in here. Okay, so after that we have yeah, so what I've done is I've also added a navigation pane which will help the user to quickly navigate to the required fields and all. So the third one is for updating the fuel price. Actually, what we had done previously was we had used a ready-made server which was hosted by some other company, which will help us get the latest fuel values daily. But unfortunately, the server got I don't know, the server got banned or etc. So for that we had to get some work done, and we have decided that we'll go with this method. So the admin can anytime just go in and update the values from here, and when he uploads the prices of today's fuel in those areas will be uploaded. Then the yeah, so last field is non-registered emails. So these are those emails which want to contact us regarding the application, which we just saw on the about us page. So these will all come in here. So later on, if I want to see the user feedback, we can go in here. So that's all for this admin panel. So admin can just view in and yeah, do various things and keep an eye on the system. Now I'll log out as my administrator account, and I'll just quickly go in and sign in as a user account. So now as we can see here, there are different fields for different things, like if I forgot my password, I'll just quickly show you a demo. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just send a link. Okay, so what it shows is please check your email. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly sign into my email from here, and we can see that in real time I will get the link to, yeah, I'll just get, yeah, so what we can see is, yeah, this is the link. So as you can see, reset your password, fuel monitoring system. So when I click on the link, I'll be able to change my password, etc, etc. So that's it. So this is my reset password feature, as I shown you right now. Okay, so now let's get back to the application. Okay, so after that there is a new register here page. This page will yeah, ask you for some details which are required. There is strong validation in here, so you cannot just mess around with the values. Okay, so validation and all is implemented correctly, the city, etc., etc. So you can just register from here. After that, you will get a link on your email regarding the registration, and only after clicking on that link will you be able to log into the application. So when you finally click on the link and authenticate yourself as a verified user, then you will be able to log into our application. So as you can see, I have just done all the steps required for my validation. I have two email IDs, so I have used one for the administrator, one for user. So after that, I will just go in and yeah, quickly sign in. Okay, so after signing in, I will be taken to the landing page as we saw in the starting of the video. So this is similar to that of the admin page, but it has different fields. So what it shows is here is the username by which you are logged in, the city you live in, and the latest fuel value, like what you filled in last is shown in here. So after that, we can see today's fuel price. This is a reminder of the price whenever you launch the application, so it will show you the today's fuel. Then we have a daily fuel usage tab, again give application feedback tab, and view or update profile tab. So we have given different options in different tabs. Again, I have also used a context menu for this purpose. You can edit your profile from here or here. It's yeah, it depends on you. So when I click edit profile, it will take me to the profile page where I can edit different fields, and when I click on update profile, the updated profile will be given to the database. Again, in settings, we have also given a user to delete their profile just in case they don't want to continue using this application. So it will securely delete their user data from our database, so that no personal information is kept with us. Okay, so security is must in our system, and it is of great essence, right? So also yeah, here also we have given the navigation pane for the user, wherein he or she can just go into the required fields. Okay, so what we will do is we'll just quickly start with the daily usage. So daily usage shows the daily fuel amount, like day-to-day fuel amount till date. So it will show all the values when I filled in the fuel, at what time, how much fuel was inputted, and what was the cost of the fuel. So basically what it does is it keeps track of all your data. Again, there's a small button in here showing show graphical stats. So what this does is it will just quickly analyze all your data and show you the stats graphically, which will help you analyze the data in a better sense. Like as you can see, first I inputted 0.3 liter of petrol, then 0.35 liter of petrol, then 0.1 liter of petrol, and so on. Again, yeah, so after that, the total money spent on petrol during the usage time. Similarly, we also have an option of weekly usage. This shows us the weekly usage of the user. This also shows the graph view in case you wanted. The monthly usage, all the fields are similar, but they show usage of a user on different time intervals, etc. Again, there is a nearby fuel station field. What this does is it just quickly analyzes the best fuel pumps which are around you, and it will show you the best fuel stations around you. So yeah, when I launch the map, it will ask for permission first, and then it will launch the map. So I will just link this feature down later, since right now the server is not running from my end. After that, we are also going to add another module called add vehicle, in which you would be able to input more than one vehicles, or register more than one vehicles on your profile, and then you could just use it for 2 or 3 vehicles at a time. Later on, yeah, so there is a feedback page wherein the form for the feedback is shown. Okay, so as we can see, yeah, so we have to enter the email address, and then all the ratings for stars, etc., whatever your experience was, and a few questions in which are optional. You can just choose to share it or not. Again, for sharing, you can share your usage data from here, etc. Again, when I just click off the application and just launch it again, we won't have to sign in again, since we have used session and all to actively keep the user updated. Then as we can see, when I just go in and when I just insert some fuel, I'll also get a push notification from the server, as we can see. Just a minute. Yeah, so I'll show. So right now I'm just filling some petrol in, and as we can see, as soon as the petrol is filled, I get a notification in here that fuel input was detected and 0.3 liter of petrol was inputted. Okay, so another functionality, another feature of our application is in case there is a fuel theft or etc. So how we will detect is if there is a sudden change in the fuel output value rather than normal, then it will just alert the user. Okay, so as we can see, I have tried to remove a lot of petrol from it, and as soon as the fuel is outputted on a very large amount, the fuel leak or theft detected, fuel amount dropping too fast, this is the notification. So overall the application keeps in view the user security, privacy, and also keeps the user updated regarding his daily fuel usage, etc., so that he can plan on how effectively he or she can use his fuel, and also help to the betterment of the environment. So again, coming to the hardware part, the energy requirement by this hardware is quite low. Like, it uses just 3.3 volt. The ESP8266 module just uses 3.3 volt of power supply, and the Arduino board uses overall 5 volt of power supply, which is easily available in vehicles these days. We get a port for charging, etc. So what we can do is just quickly plug in this hardware, which could be made even more compact without these wires, and we can use it on the go. So this is a quite portable system, and yeah, so that's it for this. And yeah, with this I'll end my presentation. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you get the best results out of it. Thank you.